Hello, this is Dr. Abbas Vattoli, Assistant Professor, Amal College Commerce Department. Today I would like to discuss about systematic literature. I hope this topic will be useful to the newly enrolled research scholars. Let's begin with explaining some important terms related to this literature review. First, what is meant by literature? Literature means previously published research work. It may be in the form of research article, books, or theses, newspapers, media, etc. But I want to say that the new generation researchers have to mainly depend on the research articles, or a large part of their review or literature consists of the research article. And the main and the most important reason is that only the research articles discuss the most recent findings or ideas in the domain. The second one is literature review. Actually, literature review means summary and evaluation of the available literature. That is what is called literature review. You have to summarize and evaluate the existing literature in the particular domain. The third, systematic literature. Actually, that is our topic today. Systematic literature review means a logical and detailed plan of finding and evaluating previous studies. You should have a logical and detailed plan of how to find the literature relevant for your study, and also how you will make an evaluation of the available literature. That thing is called a systematic literature review. Then now, what is a critical review? Actually, this is the part where the researcher has to make some contribution. Actually, literature review is just a summary and evaluation of the available literature. But while you make a critical review, you are adding your point of observation, or you are adding comment on the existing literature in terms of its strength and weaknesses. That means the coverage, the missing points, the connections, etc. That one is called the critical review. And that is the most important part in a literature review, and that is the true contribution of the researcher. So now let's discuss about the stages of literature. I will discuss it in 3 stages. The first step in the literature review is called assembling. Assembling means you are finding the research literatures. This is possible through, first of all, you have to make some keywords, relevant keywords, to identify the important literatures in your topic. Then use some search engines, even maybe the Google search, Scholars, or some selected journal databases, and search these keywords and find out the maximum number of research articles or other literature relevant for your study. The second is arranging. Actually, after collecting a large number of literatures, you should make some selection. You should have a criteria of inclusion and exclusion so that the quality is maintained. So, after making the preliminary eliminations and etc., you will find, or you will come to a final list of literature that should be properly arranged. This arrangement need not to be in a chronological order, but it should be in a conceptual order. It should have concept by concept. You should arrange these literatures. The third and last important step of literature review is assessment or evaluation of the literatures. As we already mentioned, the researcher should establish some connection, and researcher should identify some gaps. Researchers should be able to assess the strength and weaknesses of the existing literatures. That portion is called assessment or evaluation. That is the original contribution. At this point of time, I would like to mention some popular journal databases where you can find the quality reviews. First is ScienceDirect.com, Emerald.com, JSTOR. In addition to this, we have Sage, Springer, Propquest, and many other premium journal databases where you can find quality researches. These portals are paid, but if you visit your nearest library with subscription, you will be able to access these research sources and you'll be able to find very good research articles and literature for your research. And so to sum up this presentation, I would like to give you some best practice with respect to literature. First, concept-wise organization. Please understand that literature review should be organized concept-wise, not chronological order. And also it should not be independent reviews. You should be able to review literature based on the concept, and also you should be able to establish some connections or relationship with the different studies. And also second important thing is limit to reputed publishers. It should not be the objective of your literature review to maximize the number of reviews, but limit to the high quality publications. You should have some inclusion criteria like it is Corpus Index, it is UGC Care listed, or you can say that it is Web of Science listed, just like you have a high impact factor, just like some quality criteria should be there for including particular literature in your study. And finally, I want to say that you should use a story form of presentation. That means traditionally there was a way of presentation. You take one literature and get the author name, title, and its methodology, findings, etc. And you move to the second paragraph and discuss about the second study and in the chronological order. But instead of that, you should make the presentation in a highly readable way, in a story form. That means you read the literatures in a very detailed manner and categorize them, group them according to the ideas presented in it, and make a critical evaluation of the ideas discussed in the different research and make a highly readable or interesting to read like way of literature review. So then only your literature review will be useful to the future researchers and readers. So this is all about this small discussion. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.